Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, my name's Paul Reed and I'm a professional photographer. You might be wondering what sort of camera you're going to need in order to shoot great monochrome images. Well, let me tell you, most cameras these days, they can shoot fantastic monochrome images. Even cameras from 15 years ago, digital cameras can shoot fantastic monochrome images. My carry everyday camera is the Leica Q2 monochrome, and that's more because it's quite lightweight and I know that I'm going to get amazing image quality from this. This is a great camera for street photography. It's inconspicuous, and one of the main things though is the sound of the shutter, because it's so quiet. This is the shutter. So you can hear how quiet that is, and whenever you're wanting to be kind of stealthy doing your photography, then a lot of mirrorless cameras have quite a silent shutter. But when I'm doing portraits, that can be a little bit of a pain, because the subject a lot of the time doesn't even know I'm taking photographs. Whereas if I was using something like an SLR, then the noise of the shutter is much more obvious with an SLR. That's great for portraits, but it's not going to be great for street photography. Something like this M6 is going to be a lot slower to use. That's good if you feel the need to slow down, but having to wind on your film after every shot could actually get in the way. All of those cameras take great monochrome images. It would be hard to tell each monochrome image from the other one, providing that they were all edited in a similar fashion. Whatever camera that you actually have probably can take absolutely fantastic monochrome images. Camera choice is a very personal thing. There's some cameras that I really enjoy using, and there's other cameras that I don't enjoy using so much. Some of the cameras that I don't even enjoy using that much can produce fantastic images, but the experience itself isn't great. I use three main ways to capture monochrome photography. One is with a colour sensor camera. That is the most popular type of camera out there. The next is a monochrome sensor camera, something like the Leica Q2 monochrome or an M11 monochrome. And then finally, the other way that I actually capture monochrome images is on film. There's many advantages to using a colour sensor camera for monochrome photography. It means that you have the choice of colour or monochrome within the one camera. It also means that you have full control of all the colour channels during your post-processing. Now, that can be really advantageous if you're wanting certain parts of an image either brightened up or darkened down. So you could just select the colour blue, and then you could bring the brightness up on all the blue areas, or red, or any colour. Now, you can't do that with a monochrome sensor camera, and you can't do that with monochrome film. So what, if any, are the disadvantages from shooting with a colour sensor camera? Well, for me, it's the fact that I have to turn that colour photograph into monochrome. That's my main disadvantage with that. The reason why that's a problem with me is because when I know that I've got that choice, I get confused and I can't decide whether or not I want that photograph in monochrome or colour. I never know what the right choice is. Colour sensor cameras don't have as much detail in the shadow areas as what, say, a monochrome sensor camera has. So you're better exposing either correctly or maybe even overexposing slightly, but you're best not to underexpose when you're using a colour sensor camera. Whenever you start to bring all those shadows up, then that's whenever the noise starts to come in. If having the option of colour isn't a distraction for you, then probably using a colour sensor camera is probably the best way forward for you as a monochrome photographer. Before we move on to the fabulous Monochrome sensor, let me tell you about a couple of things. You could be a member of Monochrome Madness. That's a website that's dedicated to learning and teaching you as a photographer. There's exclusive tutorial videos on there. There's a podcast, and new on there, you can sample one of the lessons from my Monochrome Madness online course. If you want to then do the full online course with 2 hours of video lessons, then you can, and it's £50. That's for lifetime access, but everything else is free. I've put a link in the description to that. Now on to the Monochrome sensor. Let's talk about the advantages of a monochrome sensor camera. So a monochrome sensor camera has a very high dynamic range. There's a lot of detail in the dark and shadowed areas. You can shoot at higher ISOs with a monochrome sensor camera without noise. Images appear sharper than they do with a color sensor camera, and monochrome sensor images can have a unique look about them. But there are some disadvantages to using a monochrome sensor. The first being in highlight detail. In highlight detail, if you blow those highlights, then they're gone forever. Whereas if you had a color sensor camera, you can usually overexpose those highlights and get them back afterwards. You've got no color channels to play with whenever you're post-processing your images. So it means you're just dealing with light rather than color channels. And I guess the main disadvantage for most people is that they have to have more than one camera if they also want to shoot color. Lastly, let's talk about film photography. What are the advantages of using a film camera? So using a film camera, you do have the choice of either putting a colour film in it or a monochrome film in it. Film gives a unique look. Film looks like film, and no matter how we try to emulate this using modern technology, digitally, using presets and all that sort of thing, we can never quite get the look and feel of film. Shooting film for me can be a lot like shooting with the monochrome sensor camera, because if I put a black and white film in my camera, then I know that I've got no choice but to shoot black and white, so it keeps me focused. I don't have that thing where I'm thinking about afterwards in post-processing, should I have it in colour or black and white? Because there's a cost to every frame that you shoot on film, then sometimes that slows you down and you don't take as many images as what you would with a digital camera. That can be a good thing because then you only take pictures that actually matter. On the other hand though, you could be hesitant to take certain images because you know it's going to cost you something. 35mm film is not high resolution. So if you were wanting to, say, enlarge your photograph to the size of a wall, then the quality isn't going to be that great. But if you're looking at regular size prints, even something up to maybe 20 by 16, then you're going to still get some really nice prints. whatever camera or sensor type that you're going to be using, it's not all about the gear, it's not all about what you're using. The important thing is that you enjoy using it, that you enjoy the process. That's the main thing. The main thing for you to concentrate on is just getting better at photography. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate all the support I get. I appreciate all of the people that pre-ordered the online course. So over 100 of you did that, and I've got such brilliant feedback from that. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time.